coming up on relatables. There's 100% places where it's so normal to get rejected and all your friends go, hey, nice try.
Yeah.
Like, we've been there.
Appreciate the effort.
Like, we've been there.
Yeah.
But then in Australia, for some reason, if you go up and put yourself out there, try to get a girl's number and she says no, and you go back to your friends, they're like,
Jake and Artie, the relatable party.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Audie Clark, aka
Mummy!
and my partner in crime, Mr. Jake Craig, aka Daddy.
I have a confession.
Already?
Yeah.
What is it?
I have been hell-bent. Like, I'm set in my ways with a few things. Just before we were talking about, like, Spotify
Yeah.
is, like, the one I prefer to use, right?
Yeah.
I'm hell-bent on it. I'm like, just got to use Spotify, blah, blah, blah. But, like, an Apple iPhone, hell-bent on you got to use an Apple iPhone or else that's just gross, weird, judgy.
Yeah.
Big Coles guy.
Same.
Coles over Woolies. Always have been. Went to Woolies on the weekend. Hands up. Kind of better than Coles.
No. No way, dude.
I'm not going to lie, bro.
Oh.
They have options on options on options, and it's cheaper.
No, it's not.
It is.
No,
it
it's not.
actually is.
No, it's not.
And I was like wigging out. I was like saying to Beth while we were in there, because we just ran in there. We went somewhere that had a Woolies, and we were just going to run in and get stuff for dinner. I was like, ew, I can't believe we're doing this, but whatever it is.
The green is just deterring.
See, same. I don't like the green, but while I was in there, I was looking around and I was going, what the fuck? I get that at Coles for way more. What the? I was like, Beth, what's going on? She's like, yeah, well, this is actually pretty sick, eh? Because she's also Coles.
Yeah.
She's a Coles girly. But bro, I'm
Tell you
going
one
to
thing
Woolies.
that I don't like change.
What?
So you, right now, I look at you when we record this podcast. And you normally have long hair and it's luscious, like Tamlin down the side.
Like Tamlin. Fuck, don't compare me to him, bro.
Long blonde hair. But now, I don't like the change.
I got a haircut.
Oh, yeah. Who are you?
I just really
As
was
humans, we hate change.
We do.
I'm set in my ways.
Isn't it weird? So humans hate change, but also love change. So we hate change, but we also are like, we always want something new.
Yeah, we're always like the grass is greener.
Yeah, like nothing's ever good enough.
We always want something better, but if it's the equivalent, we're like, yuck.
Yeah, but I went and I booked in a restyle.
Restyle.
Yeah, it's actually what I booked in on the website for the barber. Like,
I was
you
gonna
can
say,
book
did you go to a
haircut,
hairdresser?
blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I booked in restyle, and it was cost more. But I know it's Beth's like
You walked
friend's
into the
boyfriend.
barber and be like, restyle.
I showed him a video and he was like, yeah, cool, we'll have a crack, We'll have a crack. But I just was not gonna lie, sick of my hair.
In the winter too.
Yeah,
Bit colder.
so kind of stupid, but I don't know. It's just sick of the long hair.
It's just hard for me at the moment.
Yeah, I almost kind of got your haircut.
Yeah, not surprised.
And you know what's wild? The shorter hair hides my hairline better than the long hair because
It sits on the widow's peak.
one gust of wind and my hair will go, and you can just see my fucking hairline, bro.
You
But
need to
now
get on
don't.
like that pilot game. It's like those pills for
I keep
like
seeing 'em.
thicker hair.
Yeah, well, you can get DHD blockers, but your libido plummets.
Yeah.
But I just keep telling people I'm just gonna go turkey.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
wear
it is
a hat.
what it is.
Yeah,
wear a hat.
Yeah.
It'll get to the point where I'm always wearing a hat, and
Yeah.
then it'll get to the point where I go, fuck it, I'm just gonna do that all-inclusive thing, turkey.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You can come with me. I don't
Yeah.
know. You can get something done.
I'll record it. Yeah,
You can record it.
I'll get like my beard done.
You should get your beard done, but also we could just go get like maybe some baby Botox in the forehead so we don't have wrinkles and shit.
Yeah. Come back looking like Michael Jackson.
And while we're there, we may as well get our teeth done.
Yeah,
May as
get
well.
the veneers. There's probably like a full service, like hair, teeth, nose, everything.
What you can do in Turkey though is that full.
Imagine that.
You can spend like 48 hours with a doctor,
Yeah.
or even maybe it's like 72 hours, and they test you for everything.
Remember on Patreon how you asked me what I would do if we were to escape prison?
Yeah.
I would go to Turkey.
Ooh.
Hair transplant.
Change everything about
Yeah. Teeth. Get Botox, mate. I would come back a fucking different human.
I like how Turkey doctors will just say yes to everything. Yeah. You wave a check in front of him, like, yeah.
But today, we are kicking things off hot
Yeah.
with the IG question of the week.
Yeah, let's get fucking sexy, eh?
Ooh. This one is juicy juice, sexy sex. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be?
This one got a lot of views, I won't lie.
It got heaps.
Yeah, I got like 75,000 views on the story.
Jake loves when
I
they get
fucking
views.
love it when they get extra views. I don't know why. And it took me ages to scroll to the bottom.
Yeah. I was looking for a while, and I was like, I want the best once.
Yeah, I went in depth as well on the toilet.
You want to getting work
It's my
done?
best place to get work done, mate. That's
same.
how I'm there a lot.
You're not disturbed there.
No, exactly. I'm
there
there
a
a
lot.
lot. I actually want to say something. Beth, does Cassie really like your opinion on outfits?
Not really.
Okay, Beth has this thing where she loves my opinion on an outfit, which is cute, right?
Yeah.
And I'll always say like, yeah, love this one, you know, blah blah blah. But like, it's to the point where my opinion and her needing my opinion trumps anything else that's going on.
Oh, you got to drop everything.
You got to really like if I'm
Please
working.
tell me you were taking a shit, and she's like,
bro, I was taking a shit the other day, and you know how my house is set up.
Yeah.
I was downstairs in that toilet just because I was downstairs, and I was like, fuck it, I was like closed door. I was downstairs in that toilet, and she comes down. Just whoop, opens the fucking door. She said I was mid shit, bro.
boundaries, babe. This is my one
like,
safe place.
Looks great. Can you close it?
Yeah.
I was like,
What other response are you going to give?
I just didn't. I was just thinking, and then I was like, wow, nothing trumps the need to know my opinion on her current outfit.
Like the smell of your shit doesn't even trump it.
I couldn't believe it. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You can kick things off.
Okay. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? It would be my new boyfriend's name.
Wait, I don't get it.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's looking like...
He's like looking what the new boyfriend looks
what he's
like.
up to. Okay. Move on. Yeah.
Seeing if she's
reckon-
upgraded or downgraded.
Yeah. There'll be that many exes like living like what they wish they could of the new man.
One thing I've proud of myself about is that I have never gone to look at an ex's new boyfriend. I don't know.
Ooh.
So I don't know what any of them look like.
Ooh, I do. Like your ones.
Oh, you know, I thought you meant your ex.
No, yours.
No. So I actually don't know. Like if I was in the
I
street.
only have one ex.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I've got two.
And I don't think I ever looked them up.
Yeah.
I just like saw
To
them
be
in
fair, but
person once.
if you knew who they were, like if you knew them, then you know what they look like. But the two exes I've had, when they've both moved on, they've moved on to people that I've never met and aren't from around here. So I basically scared them out of our zone.
Now we can go through.
And
I
never went.
Do you reckon we could say this on here? I'll delete it if not after I say it. Girlfriend 1, massive downgrade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's my first girlfriend, massive downgrade. Yeah, people have told me that. Yeah, people have told me that.
Second girlfriend was like, there's no comparison at all.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely a downgrade though.
Oh, see, that's good to know.
Like, it's like comparing like apples to oranges.
Oh, so we're just different people,
Yeah,
right? So
different-
she basically just changed
her type.
Yeah, she fully just changed her type. Okay, fair. I ruined blondes for her.
Yeah,
I've actually ruined it.
Okay. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to tell if you're a narcissist quiz.
If you're asking the question,
You know the answer.
if you're asking the question, bro.
Imagine you walked in on your boyfriend and you're like, oh, what are you doing? Or your ex-boyfriend. And he's on a quiz and he's just like, am I a narcissist?
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This might sound crazy, but I mean, I wouldn't mind taking one of those quizzes.
I reckon, being realistic, I think everyone has
Should.
has narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call everyone narcissist.
Nah, again, the word we need to be using is self-efficacy.
Efficacy.
Everyone has
Yeah.
some sort of self-efficacy, and you need it in life.
But the word narcissist
Yeah.
sounds better.
It's way
let's throw that
smarter.
out there.
Yeah.
It's way better.
What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to disappoint a woman.
Why is he looking that up? Is he doing it on purpose?
I think that's what she's trying to say is this man straight up was so shit he was trying. He must have been trying to disappoint
He
me.
must have been trying. All right. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to be on Hinge without your girlfriend finding out.
Fuck.
Heavy.
So that happened.
I saw a lot of these were cheating. Like different types of cheating. Like
Yeah, here's a cheating one. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Is it cheating if Dot, dot, dot. Oh, bro.
Once again, if you have to ask the question,
Yeah.
it's cheating.
I mean,
what can the end of that sentence be?
is it cheating if
I kissed another
I
girl.
just got her number?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Emotional.
What's one that isn't? Is it cheating if...
She grabbed my butt.
No.
Well, to be fair, no. Like if it was you were just like standing there talking to a mate, and some girl comes and grabs your ass, and you just went like and elbowed her in the head. You know?
Have you seen that trend on TikTok? How it's like girlfriends go up to their boyfriends really quickly and be like, pretend I'm a girl in the club.
Oh yeah.
And then guys like...
The way I'd fail that.
Yeah.
And the ones where the boyfriend spits in the girlfriend's face, obviously is staged.
Yeah, they're all staged. All the good ones.
The way that if I was cooking in the kitchen and Beth has her friend there filming and comes up behind me and goes, pretend I'm a girl in the club, and she tries to kiss me, I'd fail straight away. Like, not because if I'm in a club, a girl's going to come up, because like you can't, no one's reaction's that quick.
Legit.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
yeah.
Oddy.
I would be going like this just of the like how fast paced Beth is coming to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Also my current boyfriend trend.
Yeah, Beth did that to me.
I saw one. What was your reaction?
She said like, oh, my current boyfriend thinks, and I was like, what? I was like, what? What are you talking about? Mine wasn't great.
If I didn't see the TikTok, I don't reckon I would have picked up on it.
Oh, really?
I would have been like, yeah.
Well, you're not lying.
I saw one person, Leo Skeppy. He said, if my boyfriend did that to me, I would clock him right in the face. And then like 2 days later on TikTok, I saw this like little girl, and she had like a larger male boyfriend, and he did it to her, and she like backslapped his neck.
What?
And he's like,
Oi, small women?
Yeah.
They're to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Forced to be reckoned with.
it was crazy. I think it might have been planned.
Has to have
or
been.
scripted.
Has to. I
But I
reckon
thought it was
90%
funny.
of viral videos are scripted, eh?
Has to be. Is it me?
Yeah.
This one's good. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How much protein does it take to be a dick? It's a double shot.
So what? How much protein is in a dick?
Yeah. No, I think it's all this bro cares about is the gym.
Yeah.
And then he's also a fucking dick.
How much protein does it take to be a dick?
Yeah.
Our housemate's just got a new boyfriend, and randomly she's just started like eating protein because he's like real into the gym and stuff.
Oh.
And they're both pretty young. And I was thinking like when I just got into the gym, like I probably would have done the same. I've been like, yeah, you got to up your protein. And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll eat it. I know I need enough protein, so I'll eat it, but I'm not going to force it upon you. And so my roommate will come home and she'll cook a dinner, and I'll be like, oh yeah. And she'll go, yeah, just got to get my protein. I'm like, what happened to you? I was like, you used to eat tofu.
Do you reckon it's a subconscious influence?
Probably,
Or
yeah.
he's just like, babe,
Yeah.
let me introduce you to protein.
I reckon he's like, nah, you got to get it up. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Can all my mistakes be absolved if I claim it's because of my poor mental health?
No, it's not a get out of jail free card.
Nah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a go-to for all.
It's not an excuse you should use in that way
Nah.
either.
Nah.
Like, it's just not an excuse.
Yeah, facts.
Two separate things. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Signs your ex is happier without you.
That's actually heavy. What would the signs be that your ex is happier without you?
He's seen a post on
Yeah,
Insta,
yeah,
and she's living her best life. What are the signs?
Signs your ex is happier without you. She went traveling.
I reckon, yeah, she went traveling.
Signs she posts less.
Yes, I was going to say Instagram and influencers and shit is a facade.
Yeah.
But if she's not posting anything, she's happy. She's
Facts.
living the vida loca.
She doesn't feel the need
Yeah.
to like show everyone she's happy because she is happy.
I think if you're posting too much on Instagram, you're not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like,
if you post
especially
less-
if you're like not, if you've gone from 0 to 100 and you start posting heaps as soon as you break up, like, we can see what you're doing.
Okay. Signs your ex is happier without you. She doesn't reply to your messages. Like she doesn't play the game with you anymore.
She's moved on.
Yeah, you're just a waste of time. Like,
A waste of time. That's such a harsh way to say it.
Yeah, okay.
A waste of time.
What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? If you delete Instagram, will the message still show up? Oh,
He sent something he
so
regrets.
So many dudes are out here cheating just through mainstream social media sources.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
get
what
it.
the fuck?
Like, I don't want to like condone cheating, but like, I was gonna say do better.
Like,
but,
tell me you want to get caught.
Put some effort in.
Like, tell me you want to get caught without telling me you want to get caught.
Yeah.
Do it on Instagram.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Can you be in a relationship with your mum?
Oh, bro.
I think the answer is yes. For some
it's illegal.
For some of these men.
Oh,
they don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. The mums don't care.
The mum doesn't give a fuck either, clearly. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Where is the clitoris and how does it work? With diagrams.
I have one better. What is a clit? Not even where is it. What is a clit? Just straight up.
There's such a funny scene in Clarkson's farm when he's got pigs. Yeah. Have you seen the newest season?
I have.
Oh, so he's got the pigs and he's got to get like a helper in because Caleb is on tour.
Yeah.
And so he gets this young girl farmer from like a while away. And then they're over with the pigs, him, Lisa, his missus, and this young girl. I don't remember her name. And they had to separate the boy piglets from the girl piglets. And he's like, okay, you sure they're all good? She goes, yeah, you can see the little clits on the back of the girl ones. And he goes, what? The clitoris? He's like, what? He looks at the camera and he goes, I woke up this morning not knowing that pigs had a clitoris. And then Lisa, his missus in the background, types up and he goes, so he the little farm helper, the new one he's got, goes over to Lisa and goes, oh, you didn't know, like, see that's the clit. And he was like, yeah, he's not very good at finding it either. Just full on the TV.
I can believe that for Jeremy Clarkson.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh.
He's a funny guy, I gotta say.
He's so funny. He's got the weirdest build too. It's just like straight and then big.
Yeah, his diet is literally like coffee and beer. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him eat something on that show.
I'm surprised how like he's not that active, but like how active he is for how bad he looks.
You know what I was thinking? Because I was thinking that, right? Like he's very active, and if he is like doing all this farm work, he's either eating so much food and drinking so much beer, or it's actually all up front and he's not doing that much of the farm work.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
He can't be.
I don't think he's doing that much.
He makes it sound like he does heaps, and I'm like, I want to believe it. I want to believe it, bro.
Same.
Oh, God.
All right.
That show is so good.
I love it too. When's the new season coming out?
The season 4 is the one that's been coming out. So maybe you might have episodes to watch, bro.
I do.
Yeah, I'm up to season 4.
I've only watched season 3.
Oh, no. There's
What's it
episodes.
on?
It's all out.
What's it on?
Prime. All the episodes are out. You got shit to
I'm
watch.
sorted.
Yeah, you got a full
Yes, I
season.
need
No,
something to
you'll watch. That means you haven't seen that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll watch. It's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that was season 3.
Oh.
Okay. What would Jake Craig's search history be? How to not finish before I put it in.
That was me the other night.
We should do them as IG questions, like on our personal
What
something.
would Oddie Clark's search history be?
Yeah.
Mine's just gonna be like, because of you, your dog.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, just how to grow taller and shit. Oh,
What would
fuck's
mine
sakes.
be? Mine would be like
How to read.
How
How do
to
I get
get better at
Resend?
reading.
How do I get Resend to teach me to read?
Yeah. I wish I had someone like that in my life. Tell me read.
Same,
Yeah.
bro.
I'd pretend to be even more illiterate so he could
Yeah,
help me.
same. Like, I need some more one-on-one time with you, bro. Yeah, and then I'd start like,
touch my
and then I'd
thigh.
start wearing less and less clothes each time he comes to a reading lesson. I'd be like, can we do this one in my bedroom? I'm a bit tired.
Let's get under the covers. Can you heat up the bed?
Yeah, exactly. Please. Oh, it's cold. That bath looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. Okay. Or this one's, I don't know if anyone's actually looked this up. This is fact. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to get her back without changing a single thing. Without changing a
Single thing. Wow. I think you need to grow up. Yeah. I feel like, how many men do you reckon get broken up with and then don't want to change anything but want the person back?
Yeah, all the
Heaps.
time. Yeah, bro, all the time.
How can't you see there's an issue there though? Like, I'm obviously doing something wrong.
It's been a couple weeks. I've changed.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it doesn't take. People don't change that quick, bro.
I'm a new person.
God.
Okay. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to say I'm not ready for a relationship mid-relationship.
That's fucked.
He's in too deep.
That is fucked.
Way too deep.
Okay. I've got a what would Oddie Clark's search history be?
Here
How
we
do I
go.
like foods that aren't chicken nuggets and chips?
I stand by that. 100%. Hey, I bought a new air fryer.
A new one? Because you just got one.
They cook like nuggies and
Yeah.
anything like that. Frozen food's
Yeah.
the best. And it doesn't cook as quick as my last one.
Oh.
I'm devoed, eh?
What brand?
I got one from Audi, and it's one of those double ones. And I was like stoked with it, like learning how to use it. It's got all like that new technology on it. I was like, this thing's sick. I was like showing mum and
Can't
shit.
go past Philips, mate.
Yeah, I had a Philips one, and it was a little one. It wasn't that like big. And I'm like, damn, it takes like an extra 5 minutes to cook everything. And I'm like,
Oh, devoed, bro.
my life is over. Oh, 5 minutes adds up every single day.
Go have a wank or something, mate.
Is that all I do? Eat chicken nuggets and wank.
I don't know. That's what I picture.
That's all I do.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's your turn.
What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? Top 10 ways to ruin my girlfriend's mental health.
Oh, my God, bro. The way that some boyfriends act is as if this would be their search history.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Legitimately.
They act like they don't care. They're too nonchalant.
Way too nonchalant.
Yeah, it's like icy out here.
That's like a bit icy out here. I like that. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? ChatGPT, write me a sincere breakup text.
Oi!
Crazy!
How many people do you reckon are using ChatGPT to do romantic things?
When I read this, I thought this.
Fuck. That's a game changer. Nah, no one can beat the personal touch.
No, they can't. No, they cannot.
Imagine that, like you write your girlfriend like ChatGPT, write my girlfriend a sincereful good night message, and then you just copy and paste and send it to your girlfriend.
Look, bro.
Suppose it's better than nothing.
Keep it hidden. Just make sure she doesn't check your ChatGPT history.
It just can't be personal though, can it?
No.
Oh.
I don't think it'd be that bad if you got them to like write one and then you changed it and added your personal touch. And a little bit of
We're
help.
getting so lazy, eh?
Humans?
Yeah, so lazy.
Tell you, AI is scaring me.
AI is scary.
AI is scaring me. Have you been getting those the Sasquatch vlogs?
I don't understand what that is.
It's
I
just-
thought you would like it.
And it's just I don't like or dislike it, but it's just like obviously people are getting the new that Google thing that came out where it like can make something look so real, and they're like pretending Sasquatches are fucking vlogging and just like smashing zins and like getting maggot, and it's just like they keep coming up on my
I
page.
saw one bungee jumping.
They've got like 1 million likes.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked, bro.
Fuck. That's crazy,
It's
eh?
weird.
It is scary, to be honest. Okay, what would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to get a girl while having commitment issues.
Damn. I wonder what the answer would be. Should we like ask that?
Ask
in
ChatGPT.
How to get a girl with commitment issues. Let's see what type of advice ChatGPT gives.
Please say it says
To get a
it's
girl.
not a good time to get in a relationship if you have commitment
So,
issues.
how to get a girl while having
Yeah, commitment issues.
commitment issues. If you have commitment issues and you're trying to get into a relationship or even just connect meaningfully with a girl, the key is honesty, clarity, and self-awareness. Here's a no bullshit breakdown.
Oh, okay.
Number one, figure out what you actually want. If you're not ready to commit, own that. This is actually good advice.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay,
actually good
okay,
advice.
okay,
Yeah, it's actually good advice from ChatGPT. Okay.
I wonder if it would be the same if you went to Google though.
And I like how Google now gives you a little AI fucking
Mate,
thing.
AI is game changing, honestly.
All right, I think I got one more.
Same.
What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How to be top 1% of all men.
Just videos of Andrew Tate come up.
Andrew Tate, all that shit, bro. Here's my online course.
Just be yourself, man.
No, how to be top 1% of all men. Start an online course.
Yeah, legit. Okay, this is my last one. I wasn't going to put it in because you understand why.
Okay.
But I think it's so real that I have to put it in.
Damn, okay.
I think a lot of girls might relate. What would your ex-boyfriend's search history be? How young is too young?
Whoa. Yeah, wow. Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And the answer is like super obvious.
Yeah, obviously.
Wow.
Gives you the heebie-jeebies.
I reckon if someone's like asking that question, that's when the FBI agent on the other side should really intervene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's a thing? Like when people search like scary stuff, like police or something. There's no way of knowing, is there?
No, I reckon there is. There's probably there's like ways to search stuff up without being tracked. But if you're stupid and you do it just on like an open Safari or Google or whatever,
You'd hope so.
I reckon that they can figure shit out and be like stuff gets flagged.
Yeah.
I reckon stuff will get flagged all the time.
Imagine your ex-boyfriend is flagged.
Oh, bro. That is fucking insane. That was nice and juicy. That was sexy. That was fun. Anyway, what do you know? How you going?
Yeah, how am I going?
Yeah, how you going? I feel like I haven't asked you that today.
I feel like you haven't asked me that in a while.
No.
No, I'm kidding. Overall, I'm feeling fine, but I actually have this weird feeling at the moment that I'm going to try and describe that I haven't really felt before in my life. And I think it's a relatable feeling, actually. And I don't want to speak for you. Tell me how you feel at the end. You feel the same way.
Okay.
So this feeling, firstly, my analogy is like a Scooby-Doo kind of scene, right?
Yeah, it's fair. No, it's good. That's good.
I'm like stuck in the middle and there's two walls like coming from each side with pressure and they're about to squish me. And I put like a broomstick in the middle. I'm like Scooby, you can be Shaggy.
And it's like starting to split.
Yeah, it's starting to split.
Yeah.
And the walls are coming together and the pressure's just building up on me. And I'm feeling like, I don't know what to do.
Did you say I'm Shaggy?
Yeah. I want to be Scooby. Scooby's cool.
At least I'm going to be Fred.
What? No, oh, true. You look like Fred.
Come on, man.
But what?
Okay, I'll be Shaggy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm a dog. But still, so I'm feeling the pressure and I don't know what to do in this situation. Like I'm stuck here. And the analogy I just said is, so right now I'm 24 and coming up in my life, I think these things I'm looking forward to are like having a house, having kids, moving out with my girlfriend, maybe renting. All a lot of things that take a lot of financial commitment and lock said person down. And I am looking forward for all of that. But also right now, I don't have any of that. And I'm kind of in this unknown pressure zone where I feel the urge that I got to do something before I commit to all of that.
Oh, like something crazy.
Yeah.
So do you mean like to go overseas or some shit? Like
Kind of. It's kind of the same mindset we had before we traveled for 3 months up the east coast of Australia.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has to be the same answer
of
going traveling for a long period of time. But I think I have this feeling that I have to do something before I get locked in. But I'm also not scared of being locked in.
Damn.
But I'm just in this middle ground of the broomstick's just holding on.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it's going to hold
Yeah.
before all those pressures just fucking lock me in.
Okay. Yeah, you feel... Because no, you're right. I don't feel like that. And I am renting.
Yeah.
And I live with my girlfriend. And I don't feel like that.
Well, I think
Maybe you should do it because you won't. I don't feel like that. You probably won't feel like that. Would you do it?
No, but I'm thinking I want to do these things before, like, so maybe you're a few steps ahead of me. You live with your girlfriend.
That's life's not a race.
Yeah, exactly. But you have a dog. You're renting. Like theoretically, if you were to have that feeling of going to do something, you kind of, not being mean, you can't do it.
No. I think I can't do something on a whim.
Yeah.
So like,
I can still do whatever the fuck I want.
the only thing to be fair, the only thing I can't do on a whim is go away. Like unless Beth and I, because Beth and I, we could, well, for my job at least, we can up and leave. Beth's job, she would have to give some notice. But like if we just wanted to go away in Australia, we could take Henry. So to be fair, the only thing I can't do is go overseas just because we just have to get someone to look after Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are still solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I think I just don't look at it as like, to me, as like a problem. Because if I really, really wanted to go do something, I would still go do it. And
I still don't see it as a problem. Like I'm looking forward to all those things in my life, but I'm at the phase where I haven't made a single bit of commitment to anything.
Yeah, you have.
Like obviously my girlfriend,
girlfriend.
Yeah, but we
podcast.
work together. Yeah,
Gym.
yeah.
Mate, that's commitment to stuff,
but
bro.
I mean, kind of like financial commitment, and that stuff is just like because, like, for example, the easiest example is when I buy a house, I'm gonna have like a fucking. By the time I buy one, $1 million loan.
Yeah.
I'll have fucking 100, 200K, and then it'll be $1 million loan.
Yeah.
And at that point,
200K, rich.
Yeah. Fuck it, I got goals, brother. But by that point, I'll be like, I'm locked in. And I'm sure there's ways around it, but I don't know. I just feel like that's a relatable feeling, especially for a young person. Anyone listening, it's like, a lot of people listening would still live with their parents. I do. I've made that conscious decision. I have a nice little setup, which is my own space at home, and I'm saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't have any commitment, and one of the another perks of that is I can go away and not have to pay rent.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just before I commit and do all those things that are beautiful in life, and I admit that, I just have this feeling that I've got to do something, but I don't really know what it is.
Fuck, I wonder what you should do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I got to get thinking, because also like a 10-day trip somewhere doesn't do anything for me. I don't like that.
Okay.
Like I feel like I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just it's like the crisp of the cusp.
But like,
of my
here's the thing: is
fingers.
like, I guess to be fair, if you want to go do something and try and get rid of this fucking urge,
But do you know the urge I'm talking about when we went traveling? Before that, how were you feeling?
like I had to do something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't have that feeling right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to do anything. I love being home. My favorite place. Yesterday I was supposed to go play golf with Beth's dad.
Yeah.
And I was I just like worked up until then. And then Beth called me like perfect timing as I was walking out the door to leave. And I was like, oh, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I was just about to walk out the door to leave. She goes, it's raining. Oh. And I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't left all day. It's like, it's been a good day for me and Henry, mate. It's been a good day for me and Henry. But then I had to cancel golf. So like, yeah, genuinely, I wouldn't do anything.
Maybe you're just like an old person. Golf, not leaving the house.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
No, that urge. I remember the urge because I had a girlfriend, and I remember we were like 2021. We might have been 21. And I do remember having a girlfriend at the time, and the urge I had for some random reason, which is probably an immature feeling and thought, was I need to go do this without a girlfriend. So you're not having that exact feeling, but you have a feeling of like before you feel like you need to go do something. Okay. But so I do relate to the feeling, but what could it be?
I think the solution might be, I definitely want my girlfriend to be involved. Maybe we have on the cards going to England, and maybe we're doing a business trip, and then after that, go do a little bit of soul searching.
Okay.
So balance, a little bit of a balancing act, because I do want to go to Europe, and it's a lot easier before you have all the financial commitments. But
mate, I reckon you should fucking do a couple of little short trips.
I am pimping my car out to do camping trips.
Yeah.
I tell you what I really want to do is ayahuasca.
Okay.
I really want to do that.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, but like that's a drag.
I think you should do a little 1 weeker to New Zealand. And
just a lot of little ones.
Because it's like you could do a lot of little ones that aren't too expensive. But again, like you're saying, like you were saving money, right? You've been saving good money living at home.
Yeah.
And so we've always had like, unless you're going to actually properly save for a house, or you're going to put all the money you have into fucking stocks or something, I don't know. It's like, what's that money doing for you apart from just sitting there? You may as well go get experiences with it. You should do a bunch of short little trips. Do a short trip to, like, you can do Japan in a week. You can do China, probably in more than a week, but like, just like
Little
spend
ones.
all your fucking money while you have no financial commitment, and then come back, save again, and then move out.
I've always had the mindset that I need to be like confident in myself as a person.
Yeah.
And experiences I've had before I get locked in completely.
Yeah.
You can definitely still make experiences when you have said commitments, but it is a lot harder. Like there's a lot more planning.
Yeah. It's just more planning.
Yeah.
A bit more saving.
Like I'm just a free soul at the moment and I got to use it.
Yeah. So it's like, to be fair, you have a great problem.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like you have a great problem, and I reckon just for the next year, we'll just like every now and then you'll just go away and we'll pre-record for when you're away and just go do shit.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's at least the only thing I can think of. Because everything else, right, when it comes down to, because I guess the main thing is like the financial, like you're saying, you don't have any proper financial commitments yet, like rent or a house payment or a car payment, stuff like that. So if it's about finances, just go spend all your money,
That's what I
Like,
mean.
who
Yeah,
cares?
I think I need the experiences in my body or my subconscious. My
Yeah.
subconscious is asking for something.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll think about it a little bit more. I definitely think there's going to be a lot of camping trips on the cards. But maybe I'll come back with a little plan and see how I'm feeling in a couple
give
weeks.
us an update. Yeah.
What about you?
Nah, bro, I'm chilling. I'm not gonna lie, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm still in my appreciation of life phase. Hopefully
good.
that doesn't leave.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry to interrupt. You spoke on when we went on our trip, you left said girlfriend here. Maybe an immature decision. What do you reckon the mindset shift was? Because I know you are definitely in a more healthy and happy relationship now. The shift was to be like an entity with said girlfriend now and do everything together. Opposed to you were still on your solo journey and felt like you had to travel alone back then.
I don't know. I maybe just like life experience. Maybe I just actually love Beth, and my ex-girlfriend, it just like wasn't real love maybe.
Do you reckon your version of love was different though?
Yeah.
Like, because when you were dating the ex, you obviously felt like you were in love.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I felt very heartbroken when I tried to get her back and she said no. Like, genuinely, I'm not afraid to admit that.
Yeah.
Like, and I went through it, and you know what? Maybe I actually don't have a proper answer. I do remember just thinking, like, when I met Beth, and she'll say the same thing. It's like, we obviously love each other, but at the same time, I'm still not afraid to be alone. If Beth and I broke up, I'd be probably sad for a while, but I'm like genuinely not afraid to be alone. And there's like some sort of freedom in knowing that.
So I guess, not speaking for you, but you hadn't found your independence yet prior to that and you were searching
Maybe
for it.
not. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what's different about me now.
I definitely remember the immature mindset when we were younger, feeling there's some like masculine urge to be alone and do things by yourself. There's definitely that stigma that men should do things by themselves and be completely competent.
Yeah. And we've said before
yeah.
that I went through a phase where I was like thinking I had to go do Europe on my own backpacking. But the thought of it back then was like, I feel like I want to do it. I like convinced myself I wanted to do something like that because I thought that's what like people needed to do to grow as a human.
Yeah, same.
But now I'm more than happy to admit that I literally will never spend a night in a hostel. I refuse. I've never been in one, and I don't think it sounds appealing. I think people that do it actually have a lot of respect from me. I couldn't do it.
Well, I think there's definitely that stigma, especially for young men, like I was saying, to be completely independent and competent on your own. But like now, how do I say what I'm thinking? I couldn't think of anything better than doing a 6-week Europe trip with my girlfriend. But that back then, my mindset would have been like, I've got to do this alone.
Yeah.
I have to be independent. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I've got to figure this shit out by myself.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I would prefer to do something with Beth now.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it is. We found our independence and we don't know where we found it. And we're confident in ourselves unknowingly.
Yeah, shit.
I think there's something really special about also being a man and being able to ask for help or ask your partner or anyone in your life to give you a hand. I think there's definitely something really special about that as a man, because a lot of men bottle things up.
No, they do.
And think that they need to have all the answers by themselves.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
Fuck, interesting.
Yeah.
And what's with the whole like male loneliness epidemic? Is that because of that, do you think? Because there's supposedly a male loneliness epidemic, but at the same time, it's like there's like all these people talking about how men, so they need to talk more, they don't talk enough. They need to be given the tools to talk. But like my mindset is just like, what do you have to do? Hand it to them on a silver platter? Like what needs to be done for them to actually like? It's like, okay, cool. You've been taught that it's okay to talk about your feelings, right? So, what do you want me to do? Like, literally pull it out of you?
I saw Huberman talk about it recently. It was on the episode we were talking about with Theo Von, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's an excuse, but a lot of men on the male loneliness epidemic, I think it's really good what's happened with social media and how it's highlighted terrible men, but also the positive effect of that has highlighted. The positive effect is like calling out shit men.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
negative effect of that is it scared good men who are afraid to have a crack because
Okay.
they're afraid they're going to be shamed publicly online.
Yeah.
Which is a little hard thing for a male, I think.
Yeah.
Like, because the worst thing is like a nice guy goes on a date and he does something dumb or does not. I'm not obviously saying anything terrible. Like I don't know, like any of the bad shit. He just fucking I don't know farts or like I don't know falls over and then he gets publicly shamed online.
I mean,
I'm
to
talking
be
about
fair
that.
though, it's like I hear that,
Yeah.
and I can understand that would be a frightening thing, right? Like you're scared to make a single mistake because you are comparing yourself to people online. You're comparing yourself to relationships online that look quote unquote perfect, but they aren't. So like you feel as though you need to be perfect. But it's the same for girls. Like my cousin messaged me yesterday saying she was going on a date. And she was like, why is it so nerve-wracking to go on a date? And I was like, it just fucking is, bro. Like, it is what it is. Just think of it as like a roller coaster. It's not nerves, it's excitement. Like, but I just don't, it's kind of hard. Like, I feel like I would need to speak to someone that genuinely feels as though, like, they can't go talk to someone, like a girl, or go on a date, and they would fall into this male loneliness epidemic. So I could actually, like, hear how it feels. Because sometimes it's like, yes, social media can be blamed, but
I think
if you're someone that maybe doesn't have a social media following, what's the point of someone trying to make a fool of you on social media when no one knows who you are, but they're making a fool of themselves just being a bully?
Well, it gets views. Everyone likes views.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I went on a date with this guy last night.
Yeah.
And then you just so happen to see his video and then you're that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I also think your mindset is coming from a confident male, whereas a lot of men don't have confidence.
True.
I guess your throwaway piece of advice there you just said was actually a really good tip for the male loneliness epidemic. The nervousness of before a date, but also like making a fool of yourself is what makes a date special.
Yeah.
I remember when I was seeing a girl, she lived in Newcastle, we were meeting like halfway. I went on like 3 dates with her.
Yeah.
And I went on one and I was shit nervous.
Yeah.
Like fucking so
It's
scared.
nerve-wracking,
And it was even
but-
worse because I had to drive like an hour and a half. So I was nervous for like an hour and a half because I'm like, the date's on. And
It just gets so
I went on
bad.
the first one and I definitely could have called it there and been like, oh, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
But I thought to myself, I was like, no, this is a time to grow for me. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to give this another chance. I'm going to like dwell on these feelings. Let's go on another date. And like, I didn't get a full picture of what she was like. And we went on 2 or 3 more. We just like talked and stuff. Nothing ever. We didn't even kiss. Nothing happened. But
damn.
it was a really good experience for me to learn about the nervousness.
Yeah.
And like talk to a complete random about
Yeah.
your feelings and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what dating is about. It's like figuring out about yourself as much as it is about figuring out someone else.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like one more thing I want to say about it is like, obviously we don't have answers, but I feel like part of it is that a lot of people don't want to own their imperfections.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are frightened to own their imperfections because of what they maybe see online or what they're maybe told by friends. I don't know. But so people are afraid to hide their imperfections. But I don't know. I just think that like imperfections and somebody making fun of their own imperfections to me is the funniest thing ever.
I think imperfections are what make people special.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Because everyone else would just be a cookie cutter, same version of everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I get like my biggest insecurity is my hairline, but at the same time, it's like I know it's not that fucking bad, and so it's like funny to talk about it.
Yeah, let's shove on that.
We'll talk about it like you know, we're not 2 males out here going like, oh, you know, you gotta fucking make your girl come every time, or else why would you call yourself manly? There's people that are like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I feel like you got to be more than happy to admit it, your imperfections. That's
think
like
you
one thing. People are too afraid to admit their
You
imperfections.
just have to be real and realize you're not perfect.
Yeah.
No one's perfect.
No,
Yeah.
by no means is anyone perfect.
Yeah, and it comes back to have self-efficacy of yourself, but also others.
Yeah.
And
So I
like-
guess it's like, how do you teach someone that has no self-efficacy and confidence issues
Yeah.
that it's actually going to be okay?
Yeah.
And that like no one actually expects you to be perfect. And someone that expects you to be perfect is a hypocrite because they're not perfect. So you wouldn't want to be with them anyway.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, it's
Yeah.
fucking, yeah.
Yeah, you can just, only person you can be is yourself.
Yeah.
And that person's not perfect.
Like when I was a kid, I farted in assembly once and I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, like I kind of just wish I just like owned it and laughed at it.
Yeah.
And I wish that every time I needed to fart at school, you just did it because it's actually pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like,
farting's hilarious, bro.
I remember in school, I used
Little
to have
things like
heaps
that.
of pimples like on my neck and stuff and everything, and I used to try and hide them. I had
Yeah.
a little cream and like dap it on there. It was like skin
Yeah.
color and shit because I was so ashamed of my pimples, and I was like,
Why?
the most normal thing. I'm in fucking puberty, like the absolute mist of puberty.
Yeah.
and like I was ashamed of it.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
It's just, we just think of the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
And it's just so unvalid. Leading on from that conversation, actually, because I've got a deep question for today. And the deep question is, what's a valuable lesson you have learned from a past relationship? And I put it in our notes so you could read it yesterday.
Yes.
So you actually could think about it. for a
I do
minute.
have an answer.
Yeah, same. I actually have two.
Ooh.
Yeah, boy. But I just thought that actually leads on pretty well.
Is that from each relationship?
Nah, just kind of like stuff that I've learned.
Okay. You go first if you've got two.
Okay. Mine are pretty simple.
Okay.
But like for some reason, it took like years for me to learn this and like actually have to like live by it.
I also think this is a good tip too, because when you're going through heartbreak, like it's really hard to feel anything, to be honest. But like it is a learning experience.
Yeah.
Like takeaways from what you did wrong or what they did wrong or what they taught you.
Facts. So first one that for some reason, these are both from the first relationship. I learnt the most there. I won't lie. But being scared of your significant other's reaction to, like, being scared of the reaction of you bringing something up of like how something they did makes you feel
Yeah.
is like, if anyone's scared of talking about their, like, how they feel because their boyfriend or girlfriend did something that hurt their feelings, if you're scared of their reaction, that's fucked.
It's
and
not
it
a
took me a long time to realize that.
healthy dynamic at all, is it?
Yeah, because you're gonna bottle that up now. You're too scared to bring it up. You're like, I don't want to start issues, but it shouldn't be an issue if someone you love has accidentally, like, they've accidentally hurt your feelings, and if they know they accidentally did it, and you're bringing it up, all they're gonna say is like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Like, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
But if you're too scared to bring it up,
Well, I think what a lot of people do in relationships is avoid the conversation, not only to not like have the conflict of their reaction, but also the problem's never solved, but it's also never answered.
yeah,
So it just like goes under the doormat and you don't even think about it and just move on.
yeah,
But eventually all that shit just comes out.
yeah. It's fucking. I don't know. It took me so long.
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. It's
Scared of their reaction.
and it still is. Like, I've spoken about it before. Like, it's still scary.
Do you think that's on you for not bringing it up or
Yeah.
them for how they react though?
I think it's both, right? So I think it's like emotional immaturity from both spectrums of the fact where it's like the person that is getting upset because they've upset their partner. It's like, that's pretty immature.
Yeah.
It's like, take some ownership and apologize. But then so doing it once, them getting upset, and me just thinking like it's just kind of like a normal. It's like, I just won't bring it up again.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that's also on me.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't recognized. Like, I
Guess
need
you
to call
both
them
gotta
out.
take responsibility.
Yeah.
don't
It's
you?
like it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So I think it's both in that sense. But so my next one is that manipulation can be camouflaged
Ooh.
by a simple sentence like, it's because I love you. And bro, that one took me a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people throw that word love around and hide it within a ball of toxicity, eh?
Yeah.
I did it because I love you. Yeah, I love you. That's
It's fucking,
what you do when you're in love.
yeah, it's just shit, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's just a couple things I learned. Those are bad things, but I learned, I've learned great things about relationships, but I went with the bad.
Well, I think the bad are the best takeaways.
Yeah.
My past relationship, the one thing I immediately thought of was my first relationship. I didn't have, I'm going to call it emotional intelligence to talk about what the relationship was or what it meant to myself. And I think she also didn't have that emotional intelligence. And what I learnt was to be completely honest and transparent with how I was feeling and take that into my next relationship. I think when I was younger, it sounds simple as well. I guess this is just growing
It's
up.
annoying how simple it sounds.
Yeah. As I'm saying it, I'm like, it sounds so simple. But I don't know if I think I didn't want to come across as over the top or like too in love or like obsessed. But we both were.
Isn't that crazy that saying that out loud, it's like, why would you not do that?
Yeah, and then that just like caused this ball of confusion. And I took into my next relationship now, one was like, I never want to be confused with how we feel about each other. Like I always want to be completely transparent with how I'm feeling. Like that goes, I'm so in love with you right now, or you're really pissing me off. Like I'm always going to be transparent no matter what. And I think we've built a healthy relationship where I'm not scared of her reaction by any means. And she's not scared of mine. Yeah. And I can say anything. Like maybe it is as well. Like I didn't know what the fuck her reaction was going to be if I told her like I'm so in love with you.
Yeah.
So I just didn't tell her. It sounds so simple.
I mean, I guess you got to do it to learn it. I mean, trial and error.
Yeah. That's why I think like, I guess it's hard though, because what can someone do who's never been in a relationship? I was going to say like, it's good to get in a relationship when you're younger because you learn so much, and most of the time it doesn't work out because you are young and do something dumb. But what can someone do? Because there's a lot of girls probably listening, maybe 2 or 3 guys that have never been in a relationship and had the opportunity to learn and make mistakes, and now they are our age and we've learnt from that. How can someone go into a relationship for the first time and be expected to know all these things?
Well, they can't.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good question, because so they can't be expected to know these things, but they are expected to know these things. Or maybe they expect it of themselves.
I think a lot of pressure would come from yourself. And hopefully you get a healthy partner who's there to not necessarily teach, but be a supportive network for you to figure things out on your own. I guess the one thing you don't want to happen is, especially in toxic relationships, is someone who's been in a relationship before and someone who hasn't gets in a relationship and forms toxic tendencies because of the first relationship they get in. Some dude or some girl is just mad toxic and has a terrible attachment style or something.
I was going to say, it's like it's got to be like a heart on your sleeve type situation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of like, hey, this is my first time. I actually I know things from friends I've listened to complain, but I've never experienced these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost, I don't know.
I think it's also a blessing. We like to flip things glass half full, because if you've never been in a relationship, you don't have any trauma. Whereas a lot of people out there are fucked up and do fucked up things, especially when a lot of men's frontal lobes aren't developed and they do things just out of like instinct, and we don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't have any excuses for them.
No.
But that's just what happens. So I guess glass half full, if you've never been in a relationship and you're listening right now, it's also a blessing, because you get to go into it with hopefully a man who has some brain capacity. And maybe it's better too, because girls do develop quicker than men.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Hopefully the man has learnt along his journey.
Fuck, fingers
to
crossed.
Get in a relationship.
Fingers crossed, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is hard to answer those type of questions, isn't it? Like,
it's all like a lucky dip too, because you don't really know a person till like, I don't know, 3-6 months down the track.
Yeah, well, I guess that's where that whole 3-month rule could have some pretty strong footing, like in validation or whatever the word is.
Because I was seeing a girl and I was like 3 or 4 dates in and I was whipped. I was like, oh, this girl's sick. And then like it started to come out. It was just a little toxic.
There you go.
And I was like, wait, shit. I was like, shit, I didn't see this.
So it's like that 3-month rule could be good.
Yeah.
Could be a good thing to live and die by.
I think it definitely is something good.
Yeah. And it's also just like, last week, the other thing, it's sometimes it's hard to take advice from parents.
Yeah.
Because like parents will literally give you relationship advice, but they were engaged after 3 fucking months it's like, it's just not really, it's not the smartest thing ever,
No. Yeah.
So It's hard, but I guess my advice to someone that's like, oh, I never have been in a relationship and I'm older and I'm scared. And I would say, imagine yourself as still young and trial and error still is like a thing you're going to have to go through. Like just because you waited till 26 to get your first boyfriend doesn't mean you're not going to go through the same person as someone who had their first boyfriend at 16. You're still going to learn things for the first time along the way. And
what about
you
also
have to accept that.
We said it's a lucky dip, like if the man or woman is a good person. Where do you think you could potentially find someone if you've never been in a relationship and like you don't like dating apps, for example?
To be fair, I haven't really got any experience in that.
We're both boys of Instagram.
Yeah, boys
relationships.
Yeah, like we both met our girlfriends through Instagram.
Yeah.
So it worked out for me and you.
Have you ever seen a girl from seeing her in person?
Nah.
No, the one from the gym. Was that in person or not?
Gym.
Yeah, you went on like 2 dates with her.
Yeah, but it was, again, so it's like, I went on a date. Yeah, I went on a date with a girl from the gym. But it was like through a friend of a friend, like our friend, his girlfriend was friends with her. And then he said to me, like, what do you think? So it's like neither one of us went up to each other at the gym.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
also crazy weird. Turns out we were like literally family friends. And for some reason didn't know each other. And I was like, fuck, okay, I can't do this.
Did you kiss?
Nah. No.
I was going to say, I guess it's cliche, but you always get in a relationship when you least expect it.
Yeah.
That happened for me. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It really does. Like when you've never been in a relationship, and I guess if you are asking these questions of like, where do I find these men or where do I find a relationship? Maybe a slight little mindset shift of like, fuck it. I'm going to keep grinding. Like I'm just going to keep working on myself. And when it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
Because like it really does come when you least expect it. And like when you're the best version of yourself, like it just puts off this aura that other people see and then it comes to you.
Yeah.
Not saying you don't have that aura now.
No.
But you just don't know when it comes. So just keep ticking away, getting 1% better every single day. And eventually it does come. And then that dream boy or girl turns up.
It's fucking hard. Yeah. I met a listener on the weekend.
Yeah.
Her name is Andressa.
Ooh.
She was fucking legend.
Say that again.
Andressa. She's Brazilian. Andressa.
That's cool.
And it was the best interaction with a listener I've ever had.
Really?
I was at a cafe with Beth and her dad and her brother. And
Flex.
Beth Beth went to the toilet and we sat down and she came out as our waiter and she like straight away was like, oh, she was like, Jake.
Yeah.
From the Relatables. And I was like, yeah. And she was just like super nice. And she said, you guys should talk about what it's like for someone that's like multicultural. So like a Brazilian with an Australian, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She said that it's, so she's 34 and she said it's really hard to meet someone. And especially this keeps coming up, this theme, because guys in Australia do not approach.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
No, not at all.
And so I was like,
Brazil?
girl,
That's completely different.
Apparently Brazil is a fucking crazy place for that.
Bro, Brazil is different.
We even have just had like dilemmas from Americans that say, I'm in Australia and I can make eye contact with a guy at the club and he won't come up to me. And
eye contact doesn't mean shit.
Eye contact means nothing.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I don't have an answer as to why guys in Australia are like that. Because when I was single, I also wouldn't go up to a girl even if I thought she was the most beautiful girl ever. I wouldn't do it. Beth said the only people that approach her are from Europe.
Do you think Australian men aren't confident in themselves enough?
I don't know. Fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one too, the multicultural dynamic. I've never thought of that.
Again, it's like the fear of rejection thing is crazy because it was probably sort of bred into us. It's like when you're a kid and we get like, coddled by our mums, like they hate saying no. Yeah. So it's like...
But they do that everywhere, surely.
I don't know though. It's like a thing of, at the same time, what's the bet in terms... Also, there's probably cultural society differences. So it's like
No, I'll tell you what it is. I think I figured it out right now.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
So Australia has tall poppy syndrome massively.
It's that takes a fair.
So back in the day when a man went up to a woman and like said, "Hey, can I get your number?" He went back to all his mates and they roasted the fuck out of him. Whereas in other cultures, he went and did that. Yeah, he say he did it in Europe and said, "Can I please get your number?" And she's like, "No, sorry, like I have a boyfriend." He would go back to his mates. They'll be like, "Next time, brother."
Yeah,
you got it next time.
Like it would be. There's 100% places where it's so normal to get rejected, and all your friends go, "Hey, nice try."
Yeah,
like we've been there.
Appreciate the effort.
Like we've been there.
Yeah.
But then in Australia, for some reason, if you go up and put yourself out there, try to get a girl's number, and she says no, and you go back to your friends, they're like, dude, you should jump off a cliff.
Yeah, literally.
Like, dudes in Australia are fucked.
They'll be like, "You're hideous."
Yeah.
shit
Like,
like that.
literally, that's the biggest message anyone's ever sent to you. Get in the gym, you fat, ugly fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Australian dudes would like do in a group sense. Like,
Honestly,
it's
they
insane.
It's so toxic, unhealthy. Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Like, I remember when I was younger, I had a mad crush on this girl at our school. I won't name her, but I remember, do you remember, so when we were younger, I don't know if basically, so you could this is before the word like, oh, they're talking. Like if you, around the whole world now, I'm pretty sure it's like this, but like, it's like, oh, if you and such are talking, it's like you guys are kind of a thing. When we were younger, it was called tuning.
I remember that.
You would be like, yeah. You'd say, oh, me and Jenna are tuning, you know? And that was kind of like before you started dating. And so I remember having a mad crush on this girl, and then you work out the coach, like, you know, message her after school. Yeah. Just like a random, just like, hey, a little conversation. And then the way that you would like secure tuning someone is like, you chat to them for a bit, maybe a couple days, and then one afternoon you'd be like, oh, I'm off to bed, like, good night, X.
Yeah.
And if they sent a good night X back,
Ooh.
bro, you were tuning. You were tuning. Oh my God, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And if you went good night X and they hit you with a good night XX, bro, you may as well ask her to be your girlfriend the next day. Yeah. Okay? So I remember doing this. I had a crush on this girl, and I remember doing that. Yeah. And that the way that you send the message of like, no, I'm not into it like that is so I said good night X, and then she sent good night smiley face to try and be nice. But that's how you get the message. Like that's how the messessage is sent without actually like talking about your feelings, right? Because we're all too scared to do it.
That's what I was doing in my relationship.
We're all babies, bro. Exactly. Yeah. And so I remember, I don't know, I remember I did it one night, and the next day I got to school. I swear I hadn't told a soul, but like one of my best mates at the time comes up to me and he just fucking laughed at me. Yeah. He somehow found out. I must have told someone, but he just basically somehow found out and just came up and just fucking laughed at me. Yeah. And I mean, I kind of like laughed it off, and I was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. But again, it was like, well, fuck, I'm not trying that again.
Yeah, exactly. You're never trying that again. And that's what happens. Every single man has an experience like that. And
so that's what happens in Australia, guys. I think that might be the answer.
And I was going to say too,
is we're all toxic.
We are all toxic.
And again, sorry to interrupt, but probably guilty of giving a friend shit.
Same.
For putting themselves out there and failing.
Same. I was going to say, I think our friendship group, especially yours and I's tight-knit friends, were lucky enough to be somewhat sheltered. And that's why the podcast has worked. Because I know a lot of people, especially in Sydney and like the northern beaches, like that stigma, I think Melbourne's even worse.
Probably.
Around trying something new or getting rejected. Yeah. Everyone just roasts the fuck out of you, or even worse, they talk behind your back. Yeah. And then you just hear little whispers of it. Yeah. And you're like, oh, well, that's not very nice, is it? Yeah. I just want to know a number of it. I just tried my best.
It's so...
So like, I don't know, I guess the problem is ourselves and men and how we're brought up. But taking away, I've definitely been responsible of it in the past. Yeah. But reflecting, everyone can learn to be a support. It just comes back to being a supportive friend.
Yeah, like it needs to be known that like rejection's a thing. It's normal. And like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, here's the thing is, I don't want to go out here and tell all these girls that are having troubles with not being approached to do the approaching. But I will say this. if you can get in your head and convince yourself that even if I get rejected, it is what it is. Like, I still love myself. I'm telling you right now, if you're a girl that's like out here saying, why am I not getting approached? Why am I not getting approached? You know, all my friends have like a boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I could with like 100% confidence, if you wanted a boyfriend, you could do some approaching and get one. But I don't like that answer.
I think my solution was going to be learn to be a more supportive friend for two males. I think one thing I really like about our relationship is not only the support, but you are able to kind of read when I'm sad or angry or upset. And like, for example, other friends, if I went up to a girl like now and I was single, got rejected, you would be able to read in my demeanor that I was a little bit cut.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, maybe you wouldn't say like, get him next time and be like, oh, it's all right, Oddy.
Hey, mate, I would have been the one that was convincing you to do it.
But
then I would have been like, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad, bro.
I know a lot of one of my friends would be like, you're a fucking idiot, Oddy. And I think they wouldn't be able to read me very well.
Yeah.
So I guess it's working on the male, you know how male relationships are so surface level. I think you are able to read me because we know each other so well. But
True.
The friendship dynamic of men who don't talk about their feelings, they can't read each other's emotional state when something like that happens, and they just roast the fuck out of him. So I guess the takeaway is get a more emotional connection with your friends.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't just tell them to go jump off a cliff if they did that. Just, it's a joke. It's a joke, bro. Every fucking dude. So just don't take, it's not that deep. They all say,
it's not that deep.
Yeah. Don't take it so seriously. Fuck off.
Nah, again, it's like you think in hindsight, you feel bad for ever doing it to someone, but
You gotta learn.
You gotta like, at least you can notice it and see that, it's the wrong thing to do.
But I guess
I feel like that's like a pretty good
The takeaway
answer.
is the girl's not the issue.
No, by no means at all.
Definitely pretty enough.
Yeah.
Cool enough. Got the best personality. The dude is the issue. Yeah. It's how we've been brought up.
Yeah, it's our society. Like Australia has it's a very crabs in a bucket society. It's
Yeah,
fucked.
exactly.
You know, if someone tries to fucking climb out, everyone else is going to drag them back down with them, because it's like, why would you think that you can go do that?
Yeah.
Like, who fucking gave you the authority to have some sort of self-efficacy to put yourself out there and actually try something?
Yeah, you think you're top shit.
Yeah. You think you're top shit. Like, you think, and it's like, fuck. Even if I do, like, at least I love myself, and like you fucking depressed little fucks. Like, seriously, it's disgusting. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
It's actually embarrassing to like think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, as you know, I've been reading some comments.
I like this.
I actually kind of like it as well. So if you want to get a message out to the baddies, I guess, comment in the fucking thing. Yeah. Okay, I got one.
Tell you what they should start doing. Do you reckon the 10% of male listeners are like nice men? I was going to say like put your dating profile in the comments.
Put your IG in there. Put your Instagram in there. Fucking hell.
We can read them out.
From Ella Hartas. Why is shitting yourself under the Manhattan Bridge kind of iconic, though?
Ooh. It is iconic.
It is kind of
iconic. That was
iconic.
a story.
Yeah, that was a story, bro. I'm sticking with my vote that was the worst one.
Yeah, same. All right. Shania said, I'm a dental assistant and you should steer clear of alcohol-based mouthwash because it dries out your mouth and saliva is the key for protecting your teeth.
Oh.
I think that was in regards to you going to the dentist for the first time in 8 years.
Yeah, and then you said you should use mouthwash.
And I checked my mouthwash. It's alcohol-free.
Oh, damn. Okay, so don't use an alcohol one. Fair. Emma. Just Emma. I'm sorry, but I vote for last week's when you got to go, you got to go.
Ooh, the barley one.
Yeah, she was voting for barley, bro.
Ooh.
I mean, hey, look, I reckon it would be a pretty like split down the middle type.
We got one in the emails, like I said. If you want another when you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
We can do it, a confession session.
Yeah. Relatable69@gmail.com. Send us your story.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we think it's on par, we'll fucking get you on here.
But now it is Baddie sign-off time. And before we do that, Jake, we got to plug.
Oh.
Plug Patreon.
Oh, yeah. We always forget to plug Patreon, guys.
Patreon has been turning up with the addition of the early release of Baddie's Book Club. You get that 5 days early, but also you get a full extra hour-long episode, the same as this, every single Thursday, and it's $5 AUD.
Per
a
month.
month, which is cheap because if you live somewhere where for some reason Australian currency sucks, you are paying like $2.
Yeah, legitimately. If you live in England, that's fucking like £2.50.
Yeah, legit.
£2.50 pence.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some
Pounds,
cool things going on over there.
Shillings.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've said it a couple times now. 1,000 paid members, and we will do a live show.
Yeah.
So
We will do it.
we will do it.
We're men of our words. But today, Jake, we are calling Haley to sign off the episode.
Damn.
Let's do it. Come on.
Hi, how are we? Haley speaking.
Haley, it's Jake and Oddie. How are you?
Oh my God. Hi, how are you?
Very good. Very good. Glad to hear your voice.
Holy shit, am I
You
thinking
are.
what I'm thinking?
Yes, you certainly are.
You won a car.
You won a
No
car.
way! No freaking way! No freaking way!
You have won. You have won the chance to sign off our episode.
Wait, okay, just shit. Do I do it now? Do I do it?
Well, here's the thing, Haley.
Okay,
It depends. You can sign it off whatever way you like. You could say. You could give some advice. You could give a quote. Some
You can
people have been
say,
doing
stay
quotes.
bad.
You could say stay bad, or yeah, totally. You could do whatever you want. You could be the first person to do something totally.
You can
new.
do a roast. You can roast Jake if you want.
Oh yeah.
Nah. I won't. Hell no. Nah. You're too good to be roasted. Holy shit. Okay. So I recently just learned something from work because I'm a people pleaser.
Yep.
And I hate it because I am doing like a managing role and whatnot. I always say yes to people.
Yep.
And in the end, I was the one that's being taken advantage. So here's the thing. When you feel like you're being bad to people, like when you're saying no, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you're being fair to everyone else. That's about it.
Oh damn! I'm not gonna lie. I needed that.
Yeah.
No favoritism.
Yeah. I
needed
really
that.
Come
like
back and
that.
bite your ass.
Yes.
I think that's relatable too.
Yeah, very relatable. A lot of people pleasers
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
Thank
Start
you
saying
very
no,
much.
say yes for yourself. Easy.
There you go.
You did good under pressure, Haley.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Oh my God. Have a good one, guys.
See ya. Have a
See
good
ya.
day.
Start to take a naughty, relatable party.
Jake and Artie. Never they know it's
Oh,
party.
that was good. What a legend.
Stay bad.
Stay bad.